Hello everyone, and welcome to the Fraughtian feed. After the amazing support we got from last week's FMR-WR, I really think that I should take some time to thank everyone who's already subscribed to the channel, as well as anyone who might join along the way. I really wasn't expecting to be this well received on my very first news video, so thank you all so much. Also, I would like to point out that this week's FMR-WR is supported by Fraught Movie Network, the company that's 100% proud to be Fraughtian. Anyways, I'm Bowman01, and this is what happened this week in the Fraughtian Minecraft region. Welcome to the FMR Weekly Recap. Former FMR leader Mikey2462 was finally convicted on Saturday for his crimes against the Fraughtian community. As a reminder, Mikey was accused of contacting various groups within a gaming clan known as KSI and attempting to annex them. Such annexation being able to be perceived as hostile by the clan, Mikey was removed from power last week while he awaited trial. Well, the trial finally took place last Saturday when FMR's resident Fraughtian Army trainee, Dom6878, was chosen to review Mikey's case that he had prepared over the course of the week in order to convict him. Mikey's fate seemed sealed as he was sentenced to a Tier 3 ban, that is, receiving a pretty large fine and getting banned from the FMR for a week. When he was accused 2 weeks ago, his former position as regional leader was given to Gamerman4Reals, the founder and original leader of the FMR. When Mikey returns this Saturday, his fellow FMarians might be able to reinstate him. However, considering Gamerman's popularity in the region, the chances of that seem pretty slim. In other news, it was announced on Monday that the FMR would have to start tagging their members with a serial code to keep track of them, considering that people might change their Discord names. The codes are in the form of a 5-digit number in the member's username, as well as backed up in the person's notes. Considering the importance of the code, it is illegal to copy another person's serial numbers. The regional authority has made it completely clear that any attempt to copy another's code will result in an instant ban from the FMR, with no warning. As such, we do encourage our viewers to not copy the codes. And finally, Gamerman decided on Tuesday to eliminate the FMR municipality of Lightspeed. The municipality was mostly invested in the failed tribe company plan, and since the plan went underwater, it is no longer profitable to keep the LS. The muni leader, Lightspeed, who's made a council member, has not done anything to help his municipality. All of the muni members will have until next week to move to the FMR mainland, or be lost forever. The FMR is in a bad shape, economy-wise. The revenue spike the region had gotten in the wake of the media assembly creation was only a temporary spike, and now the region is quickly losing NFP. If nothing is done, the FMR may be going under in less than 2 months. The depression is most likely due to the recent inactive members purge that happened on Sunday. While updating the registry and purging the inactive members, it was discovered that large amounts of the FMarians were classed as inactive. This led to the FMR losing 50,000 NFP, being put back into 3rd place behind the Xbox One region. Gamerman and Fraught Movie, the Xbox 360 regional leader, whose region was also heavily affected by the purge, met in an urgent meeting to determine a safe course of action. In order to save the region, it must earn more NFP. In order to do that, Gamerman has decided to raise taxes on Thursday from 5 and 10% to 15 and 20%, as well as cutting the regional bonuses given to news channels and recruiters. Also, a new version of Miner has been released, a website where you can earn NFP and supply NFP for the community by watching ads. If you are willing to try it out, go ask Fraught Movie about it. Also, make sure to stay safe on the site, since some ads might affect your computer with damaging malware if you click on them. Now on to another region, the Xbox One region. It has been discovered that the region has absolutely no revenue. In fact, if a recruiter looks at the member checker, they can see that it has a total of 250,000 NFP. Being a set limit, it proves that the region has not earned any NFP since the last time NFP was distributed throughout the regions. That is, when XX Bad Legos XX was still in power. That was quite a few months ago. The Xbox One region was recently rivaled by the FMR before the purge, that is. But for now, it seems that there aren't any plans for increasing the region's revenue. As for the Xbox 360 region, it seems to have gained interest in YouTube, a domain previously dominated by the FMR. It seems to have noticed the FMR's rapid growth thanks to the medium, and is ready to restart its YouTube market. Being the richest region in the Fraughtian community, it can definitely achieve that goal. This is the result of a brand new Xbox site project called Expand, whose goal is to increase the economic activity in the region. The regional government also sees a lot of promise in the U85X cluster discovered last week, which could be a novel place to expand and occupy. Finally, it seems as if the FMR must say farewell to the FMN Reform Company. The company's purpose was to terraform and adapt new discords annexed into the FMR as municipalities. It seems to have left due to asset management, but the company leader, Fraughtian, has assured that reform will soon return. And now, in national news, we have a brand new development concerning the 75th Colony member DDoS attack on Fraughtian 1, also known as XGN Triggerman. As a quick reminder, last Wednesday, a 75th Colony member named X75th BigMex48 DDoS Fraughtian 1's account. Due to the colony's annexation terms, the Fraughtian judicial system could not convict him. It was up to the 75th's own judicial system to punish their own member. Apparently, according to Fraughtian and the victim, Fraughtian 1, the attack was provoked by an extremely minor argument. Fraughtian has allegedly opened a chest in Minecraft that he wasn't supposed to have, and that triggered the attacker to DDoS his account. On the judicial side of things, it has been a week and still no sign of the colony having punished Big Mex. The 360 government is getting restless and has started asking that the central government either completely annex the colony or start the decolonization process, abandoning the colony. In fact, on Saturday, the 360 government has forbidden any of its members from interacting with the colony. In addition, the regional leader has called out the Congress's apparent apathy regarding the situation. This is also happening at a delicate time, where the 360's regional army is extremely weak due to an inactive members purge that happened recently. The purge also affected members of low skill, making the army stronger certainly, but still with less numbers. For yes, this Sunday, a giant inactive members purge was conducted, leaving both the FMR and the 360 region with several tens of thousands less NFP than they had before. This was to help the recent registry update and keep track of the smaller active population. A new law was now implemented, the Recruitment Law of 2017. I'm showing you the full law right now, but I'll also give you the gist of it. Basically, the recruiters are now responsible for the new recruits' possible inactivity. Better recruits with better recruiters will get more NFP, the region that gets the new recruit must be informed, and finally, recruiters that recruit people from outside of Discord get 50% or more extra NFP. Changing the subject back to the 360 region, it was faced with a giant overpopulation problem last Saturday. Despite being the wealthiest and most active region, the new registry update has made it perfectly clear that if the population problem isn't fixed, the region could be in serious trouble. It was discovered that the 360 region holds a little less than 50% of the entire community. Thus, such a big region inevitably faces something called member sprawl, where the population is so big that the members fail to keep connections between themselves. This can lead to members leaving the community, fights breaking out between members, and, something we already see today, a clear wealth and generational gap. Being the oldest region in the community, we naturally have Generation 2s and Generation 3s alongside Gen 8 members. This is also a problem when it comes to wealth, since we find extremely rich members alongside members with little NFP and zero income. Fraughtian, the regional leader, held a regional assembly in order to try and remedy the situation before it gets out of hand. Now, we have some breaking news regarding our relationship with the Aphrodite cluster. Due to culture shock, many small skirmishes have already broken out between Fraughtians and members of various Aphrodite clans. This may remind most Fraughtians to the Eros cluster, which is in a similar situation to the Aphrodite cluster. The cluster being 3 to 7 nodes away from our own, we had very little in common with the Arite clans that we had met. Thus, hostility was directed towards what they possibly perceived as a large and threatening superpower. As it seems, history might be repeating itself with the Aphrodite cluster, which is only 3 nodes away from us, and 1 node away from the Eros cluster. The Aphrodites have already showcased hostility towards Fraughtian members, and are deemed too different to be able to interact with, as Fraught, the Xbox 360 leader, stated on Wednesday. It may sound harsh, but the newly discovered Aphrodite cluster is far less developed than even the Eros cluster. Its clans are primitive and have many problems. The idea that we could ever form any sort of relationship with their people is nonsense until our cultures begin to mix, and the concept of the democratic community begins to settle in. In other news, although we have little information at this time, it seems as if a new enemy may be rearing its head on the Mumu.io front. On Monday, it was noticed that the Gold Army, hailing from the nearby Gold Cluster, may be expanding rather fast. Supposedly, the Fraughtian community is losing influence in the Mumu.io Discord in the official IO cluster. Once again, we have little information at this time, but keep track of your regional news feed for any possible developments. And finally, our most important story, the FMR leader Gamerman has identified a possible alt account for an old regional enemy, Lex. On the 25th of October, he reportedly got a message from this account asking to join the FMR. He quickly caught on to the newcomer's mannerisms and saw that they closely mirrored Lex's. Seeing as the man said he was a friend of Lex, and that he was from the Otaku Society in the Frenchy Lex cluster, Gamerman was suspicious and blocked him. Now, he may try to get in through someone else. As such, everyone please take note of the Discord account and the verbal mannerisms that this man uses. 3 important points are his the that he uses a lot, and these weird emoji things that aren't exactly emojis. Please, if you notice this man trying to get into the FMR, block him and report to Gamerman that he is still trying. He won't get us again, not as long as we're vigilant. First off, let's congratulate the FMR's new media assembly leader, Jonathan TM. He was selected as leader on Wednesday and immediately got to work with Gamerman for media assembly jobs, roles, and etc. He even got the attention of the Xbox 360 region, who reportedly gave him a large sum of NFP as well as a good luck message congratulating him for the job. Well, here at the Fraughtian feed, we will do the same. Congratulations, Jonathan TM. Let's hope you work hard and help the media assemblies thrive. And now, there is a new FMR channel making waves abroad. Proud FMRian Marble TM has created a semi-official Fraughtian gaming channel. It quickly gained the 10 subs required to gain NFP, and will start posting videos soon. There is plans to post other Fraughtian gaming videos in exchange for NFP, but for now it is still in development. In fact, Marble is looking for channel moderators. You can contact him for more information. This week, the FMR made it clear that it is a survivor. It has withstood the test of economic collapse and malicious attacks, and is still standing. Now, every FMRian must do their part. As you may have noticed, a possibly new adjective is now being employed to refer to FMR members. The term FMRian seems like a relatively new word, yet it holds so much power, for it shows how far the FMR has gone. In fact, its culture seems to be mostly media-based, with channels such as the Fraughtian feed and the Fraughtian Gamers channel getting quite a lot of attention in the Xbox 360 region, in part due to the connections the two share. Although most FMRians are only Gen 8s, they are strong and patriotic, willing to fight for their own history and culture. Every new day that passes, the FMR grows stronger and stronger, and the other regions are beginning to notice this change. Finally, the FMR will get the recognition that it deserves. And that does it for this week's FMR recap. Be sure to subscribe to the Fraughtian feed to be notified of any other videos. May I remind you that this week's FMR-WR was sponsored by Fraud Movie Networks. 100% proud to be Fraughtian. As usual, if you have any newsworthy Fraughtian facts, please send them to me over Discord. Here's my ID. In any case, I've been Bowman01 from the Fraughtian feed, the news channel that is, and forever will be, proudly Fraughtian.